TV Cycles here on September the 15th. So before my usual video about the US markets, I have an update on the Norwegian market, which is energy dominated, heavily dependent on the oil price. So here we are seeing the Norwegian market in blue and a cycle composite in red, consisting of many different cycles. And we see the cycles composite was very bearish in 2022, and actually it is very bullish for the next few months. Also, in black vertical lines we see a dominant cycle or oscillation with an average of just over 100 calendar days. And this, at the current point, we are very close to some kind of a low. So looking at the individual cycles, here I have used 102 calendar days. However, I maybe think 103 is a more correct length. Anyway, we see we are very close to the cycle low here, and going back you see how it performs. Not every cycle low is a clear market low like this one. And this one was very early, but it is normally a very good cycle. Then we have the 237 calendar day cycle. It is related to the planetary cycle of Venus and Jupiter, heliocentric, that is seen from the Sun. So this is a planetary cycle influencing the solar activity, which again then influences the geomagnetic conditions on Earth. But anyway, you see the cycle in red, and we are very close to the cycle low. Going back, you see how the cycle performs. So not always is it clear where the market low is relative to the cycle low. Especially in very strong bull markets, the cycles can disappear a bit, but otherwise you can see a rather good performance here. Also, I could show the 515 calendar day cycle going back a couple of years. We see a nice low here in 2011, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. This is a bit unclear cycle low, and this low in 2023 is actually a high low. And currently we are very close to a cycle low. So again, that should mean bullish for the next few or several months. Unless this coming cycle is very bearish left translated. But anyway, the cycle is favoring upside. And then adding up all these cycles and a couple of more cycles that I not have shown, like the 3.5 year cycle, the result is very bullish for this fall. So I have a lot of indicators trying to catch these cycles or oscillations in the market. And I have some scenarios here for the Norwegian market. So the current situation, we are here in yellow, and you see the projections are calling for a low where we are now. Actually, well, this low was maybe a little bit early, so still possible we could drop down, have another leg down. Here is another similar, a little bit different projection, but saying pretty much the same. We are very close to low. The actual low we just had was maybe a bit early, still possible we could drop down once more. So this was in calendar days. I have a similar one for the hourly data, and you can see some sub-cycles in this green scenario, like you have a low here and here and here and the final one here. And these again are maybe divided with a sub-cycle low here and here and here and somewhere here. So anyway, the actual performance of the Norwegian market during this oscillation is not perfectly correlated with the theoretical one in green, but pretty much you see the same waves, however a little bit shifted. Here we got back in sync with the ideal one, and as you see, the low we just made is a little bit early. It may be the low, we may rally up from here, but it's still very possible. You know, we have about a little bit more than 10 trading days and 12, 13 trading days left. So the rest of September, it's still a danger for another leg down here. But we have to see now the next few couple of days, and we have the Fed decision coming up, which will affect the Norwegian market as well. So yeah, you know, you are very close to a low, so it's correct to shift into a bullish bias here. But very careful, because this may just be a bounce before another leg down. But if we get that, that's a perfect buying opportunity. And even shorter term, I have this scenario of around 30 trading days. This is a very typical oscillation or wave in the Norwegian market, and you see different scenarios here. The current condition in green, but you see we have some of these scenarios are rather bullish, and we have a very bearish one in red. So we just made a low this recent week. We have bounced, and you see how nice we follow the red scenario here. The green and the red are very similar, but you know, in this right here, this very well may be the low. It's not always that we get this final leg down here like the red scenario. So must be very careful and not get too bearish here, because I have seen many times the market is satisfied with a low at this point and then rallies. But we should see the next very few days, you know, if we climb higher, the red scenario should be dead. But if we drop Monday, Tuesday, very possible we have the red one. And again, as I showed later, we are very close to a major, call it a major low. The question is just, have we just made the low, or do we get another leg down? This one suggests we only have about 1 week left to the downside, while the other one suggested maybe 2 weeks. So all these scenarios or projections are not totally in agreement with each other, but the conclusion is very close to some kind of a, call it important low. So this is a kind of a bullish setup for the rest of the year, and the question is, have we already made the low, or do we get another leg down? And then later we will see how this, or whether we can see something similar in the US markets. So, see ya!